One Piece. This has been an educational experience, to say the least. This has been an educational experience, to say the least. Yet everything we have learned is common knowledge to the people of the steppe. 'Twill not be enough to earn our comrades their freedom. Not less than the Darthio's plan for the Nadam will suffice, I fear. Well, I've never been one for skulking about. I will go to Sadu and see what secrets I can prise from her lips. Right? The spies return, and they have learned not. The spies return, and they have learned. Mayhap so, but no longer. Though you hid it well. I know you have devised some manner of cunning stratagem for the Nadam. Out with it, I say. We are what you see, Domin. We are Dothal. Others rely on tricks and traps. Subterfuge, lies. We have need of naught but our own strength. We meet the enemy in battle and kill him. This is why I cared not what you did from the first. There is naught for you to learn. Tell your masters to meet us on the field and make ready to ride with their ancestors. Tell your masters to meet us on the field and make ready to ride with their ancestors. Your confidence is plain, as is your strength. Your confidence is plain. Yet you are not the most prosperous of tribes. The more you mock are few, but so too are you. Why? So too are you. Why? Though a glorious death is to be celebrated, it is yet death. While we kill many, many are killed in turn. In the wake of our battles, the soil drinks deep from the blood of the fallen. Their bodies piled high. Not all are born again, only the bravest. Yet one cannot return unless there is a vessel to inherit the soul. And if warriors die ere they birth children, then that is that. And if warriors die ere they birth children, then that is that. Even the brave warrior who finds a vessel will for many years remain a shadow of his former self. It falls to his elders to endure until he is ready to accept his responsibilities. Ever will we meet our enemies in battle without fear. Such is our way, even when our numbers dwindle. If we die, so be it. But know that we fight to live, not to die.
So be it.
But know that we fight to live, not to die. Dothel train and make ready for the day. But they do not rush to meet it, not until we have done our duty. But they do not rush to meet it, not until we have done our duty. Dadu Kaltan. Geyser's body has been given to the sands. Geyser's body has been given to the sands. Then our part is done. Rest, warrior. The Nadam draws near, and you will need your strength. Rest, warrior. The Nadam draws near, and you will need your strength. If you intend to fight in the Nadam, you should return to the mall and make ready. But know that when next we meet, you and yours will die. Or you could fight for us and live. Think on it, travelers. Or you could fight for us and live. We shall. But if you would permit me a final question ere we part. Where is this place that Geezers has been lain to rest? So I know him not. I was there at his end. I wish to say a few words. I know him not. I was there at his end. Rights for the flesh? I have heard of this. Madness, I say. For his body is of the earth now. He will not hear you. For his body is of the earth now. But you may speak to the sand. If that is your will, they lie to the west. Make haste, for the Gedem may already have caught his scent. Make haste, for the Gedem may already have caught his scent. My apologies, soul. This will take but a moment. My apologies, soul. This will take but a moment. I spy a ether current. And that's the spot.
Left for the vultures. It seems an insult to the man. Left for the vultures. It seems an insult to the man. But the soul lives on, they say. These bodies, no more than empty husks, returning to the earth. Seen through those eyes, I suppose the sight is almost comforting. Seen through those eyes, I suppose the sight is almost comforting. Pardon me? When first I heard the tales, I could not help but scoff. Another queer tribe, I thought, with still queerer customs. Yet having borne witness to their rites, I cannot deny there is a certain logic to it all. Yet having borne witness to their rites, I cannot deny the samurai will die for his lord without hesitation or regret. But this is not because he delights in such sacrifice. It is because he has faith that his death will serve a higher purpose. There is an awakening in that instant, when the heart sings, and the blood burns, and his soul finds peace. There is comfort in that. Nay, we dare not permit ourselves that luxury, my friend, tempting though it may be. Not while our loved ones yet remain in chains. Luxury, my friend, tempting though it may be. Not while our loved ones yet remain in chains.
Well then, we must all be on our way. Even... Yes, sir. Let us return to the Dawn Throne and pray that our tale is enough to satisfy our most radiant taskmaster. Meanwhile, deep within the Dawn Throne. Meanwhile, deep within the Dawn Throne.
Well, if there is a way out, I can't see it. Shame we didn't learn much before they locked us up. Well, if there is a way out, I can't see it.
'Tis little wonder the Orinir won the last Nardum. These people leave naught to chance.
Well, if there is a way out, I can't see it.
'Tis little wonder the Orinir won the last Nardum.
Hien, I've had something on my mind for a while, and now... In Alamigo, where I was born, Yeah, and I've had something... I found it strange that for all the people who supported the resistance, there were just as many who didn't. In Alamigo, where I was born. But then we came to this part of the world and met with the Confederacy and lots of ordinary domans, and there were just as many. Almost every single one of them seemed content to just put up with things, no matter how bad they got. Lots of ordinary domans, and there were just as many. Almost every single one of them seemed content to just put up. They all had their reasons, of course, and it's not like I don't understand them, but the thought of it made me so angry. They all had their reasons. After everything they'd been through, everything the Empire had done to them, how could they not rise up? How could they not fight back? Everything they'd been through, everything the Empire had done to them, how could they not rise up? How could they not fight back?
People are pragmatic creatures at heart. They hold on to hope only until they taste true hardship. Then comes fear and regret. Safer not to dream, they conclude at last. For even should a day go by without some new disappointment, the next will only bring more of the same. And so they choose the more sensible option. The next will only bring more of the same. And so they choose the more sensible. They learn to abide the indignities and injustices, the pain and the shame, to accept them as normal. Such is the lot of most men. One cannot expect to spur them to action at a moment's notice. One cannot expect to spur them to action at a moment's notice. But if one who has known their pain can convince them to strive for something greater and rekindle the fire in their hearts, then they will remember what they have lost, and they will rise. Then they will remember what they have lost, and they will rise.
I had someone like that once. I didn't know who I was or who I wanted to be, and I had someone like that. He risked his life to show me the way. I didn't know who I was or who I wanted to be, and I had someone like that. He risked his life to show me the way.
Then honor him by doing the same for others with all your might and main. Then honor him by doing the same for others with all your might and main. Then honor him by doing the same for others with all your might and main. You know, when my homeland fell 25 years past, I was still in my mother's womb. Never have I known a free dom. My homeland fell 25 years past. I was still in my mother's womb. Never have I known a free dom. But my father did, as did many of my fallen comrades, as do many of my people now. My father did, as did many of my fallen comrades, as do many of my people now. It may be no more than a dream to me, but if I do not chase it, then who will? It may be no more than a dream to me, but if I do not chase it, then who will?
The way you carry it all, you're just the same. The way you carry it all, you're just the same.
As you?
Oh, no, not me. Definitely not me. I meant the warrior of light. Out there, somewhere. Doing what needs to be done. I meant the warrior of light. Out there, somewhere. Doing what needs to be done. I won't have you put me to shame any longer. I'm going to seize the future I want with my own two hands. I won't have you put me to shame any longer. I'm going to seize the future I want with my own two hands. I won't have you put me to shame any longer. I'm going to seize the future I want.
You are ready to depart, I trust? Good. Then let us away. You are ready to depart, I trust? Let us all that you have seen and heard, your knowledge, I would have it. All that you have seen and heard, your knowledge, I would have it. No secrets, stratagem, you say? That is well. I expected as much. The Thorthios are not schemers. They live only for war, for the contest of strength and will. They are fierce, aye, and to face one is to court death. Meet us on the field and make ready to ride with your ancestors. Such were the words of their Khatan Sadu. Such were the words of their Khatan Sadu. Speak not that devil's name in the presence of the most radiant. Devil's name in the you bade us tell you of the Dothio, yet you will not hear the name of their leader? Of the Dothio, yet you will not hear the name of their leader? After the last Nadam, she gave great offense. The most radiant brother called to him the woman of the steppe, that he might look into their eyes and see if Nama looked back. But that Eden, that Pharaoh Ergen, she spat curses and called forth flames. She scorched the soil and refused to present herself. 3 days and nights had we fought to claim the Dawn throne, and still she shows Brother Magno such disrespect, such defiance. By rights should she pay with her life. Such defiance. By rights should she speak not another word, Batu, or you will pay with yours. Speak not another word, Batu, or you will pay with yours. Her words are air. As the Dolmens say, however, they are proof of your service to the sun. However, they are proof of your service to the sun. Go and fetch the others from their cells. Go and fetch the others from their cells. My lord, least you are unharmed? My lord, thanks to you and Sol, we are free to return to Mola, I take it. Thanks to you and Sol, we are free to return to Mola. By your deeds have you proven yourself to be warriors brave and true. You may return to the mall and make ready for the Nadam on one condition. To fight in the Nadam is to be bound by it. Where, here and now, to abide by the law of the steppe, to accept the supreme authority of the Pagan whomever it may be. We swear. Well done, my friends. I knew you would not fail. I should be glad to hear of your experience with the Dothio. But as time is of the essence, let us converse en route. Come, come. Karina and the others are waiting. Oh. Thank the gods, you are all right. Well, when you failed to return, I feared the worst. But here you are, hale and whole, and you survived Bardam's metal. Blessed are we to have you as allies. With your strength, we may have a chance. One. And that's no. This one. Yes. My friends, we are come to the final day of the FinalFantasyXIV. To the Nadam. The battle will commence with the rising of the sun. The Garl will scatter the soil, and the steppe will be unbound. A great Ovu will erupt from the earth and call for a new Kagan. All will converge upon the lights, and the warrior who claims it will win the day. Precious little time remains. Pray use it to prepare for the battle. May of the young ones have never taken part in a Nadam. They are nervous. Perhaps you might have favor them with some few words. It would do much to ease their fear. At the behest of the cartoon, you speak with us? Yes? You are kind to do so, and I am grateful. Yes? Do not underestimate the power of the words. A warrior conquers one with his hands, but 1,000 with his head. Even you cannot fight forever. When we were young, my friends and I could scarcely wait to challenge Badam's medal. We longed to become warriors. The day came and went, but we rarely fought men, mostly beasts. And now we must stand against the Oronir and the Dothio. You have seen them taken the measure of them. Do you believe we can win? Yes. Yes. 'Twas the gods' will that we fight. Surely it is their will that that we will win, of course. That we will win, of course. How strange this feeling. The thrill before battle. A battle in which I may die. This feeling. The thrill before battle. A battle in which I may die. Yes, yes, of course we will. I must have faith. I must have courage. Yes, yes, of course. I have not always understood the motives of the gods, but I have accepted their guidance ever since I was a child. If they would have us fight, I must believe they have their reasons. So I shall fight with all my might. And if it is the God's will, then we shall win. Ah, it is you. The one who helped the children with their chores. For that I must thank you. The one who helped the children with their chores. So mayhap I will repay the favor in battle. Yes. I too will fight in the Nadam. Though you may not see me, while you and your contest the Ovu, my comrades and I will devote our efforts to preventing other tribes from interfering. We are few, and we are weak. But we shall do what we can to aid you. Go, well, traveler. And if it be the God's will, let us speak again when the day is done. Already, I sense the change in the people. Their hearts soothed, their resolve strengthened. This we owe to you. This we owe to you. We are of the soil, the wind and the water. We are not conquerors. But we are yet the children of Nama. We are yet Thalia. We were made for battle, to kill and be killed. We delight not in such things, but let no man doubt that they are in our nature. Flesh, blood, bone, that which was given, we offer unto the gods as tribute. This day we embrace death, ours and our memories, and our enemies. So, too, you embrace this truth, for this is who we are, who you are, become as warrior of the steppe. May the gods guide you to victory. All that remains is to wait for daybreak. All that remains is to wait for You are ready for battle, soul? You are ready for battle, soul? Alright, let's do this. Alright, let's do this.
I see you, soil bearers. I see you, soil bearers.
The soil has been scattered, and the steppe reborn! Sanctified and unbound, she calls for a new heart! Go forth and claim her, Dothal, and bring death to all who bar your way!
It begins, Grandmother. It begins.
I must say, it's been a while. Is everyone ready? I must say, it's been a while.
Let's do this.
Is everyone ready?
A samurai is always ready! You shall remember this soon enough once I have taken to the field. A samurai is always ready! You shall remember this soon enough once I
So we take on all comers, and then it's off to Doma. I can't wait. So we take on all comers, and then it's off to Doma. I can't wait.
Thank you, my friends. Upon the soil of one and all shall our deeds be inscribed. Thank you, my friends. Upon the soil of one and all shall our deeds be inscribed.
The trumpet in the Nadam, you and your allies must race from Malol towards the Oval in the distance, while fending off attacks from other tribes. Once you arrive at the Ovu, you must claim it for the mall. But be warned that the warriors of other tribes can do so as well. And only the first will be crowned Kagan. Prevent your opponents from claiming the Obu and endure their assaults to win the Nadam for the mall.
Grant us favor, O Mother of the Dusk, and to victory guide them all. Grant us favor, O Mother of the Dusk, and to victory guide them all.
Forward! Forward!
you came, as I knew you would. For you too are a warrior of the steppe. As I knew you would. For you too are a warrior of the steppe. I salute you, traveler, and should be honored to face you alone. But the Dothiels thirst for blood and will suffer no duels. Bear witness, Father Azium, the soul shall drink deep for blood this day. Bear witness.
Rise, brothers of the sun! Know your place!
Hearken to the chaos, brothers!
Alright, let's try that again. Alright, let's try that again. Alright, let's try that again.
Forward! Forward!
Rise, brothers of the sun! Know your place!
Forward! Forward!
Out of my way!
Brothers of the Sun! Know your place!
Hearken to the chaos, brothers!
brothers of the sun! Know your place!
I see you.
Forward! Forward!
Brothers of the Sun! Know your place!
Hearken to the Chaos Brothers! Do our souls sing!
Before me!
Leave this one to me!
I see you, soil bearers. I see you.
Forward! Forward!
of my way!
Rise, brothers of the sun! Know your place!
Hearken to the chaos, brothers!
brothers of the sun!